Good afternoon. This is day, I don't know what number it is, of my job search, my avid job search. Um, every time I revisit this job search thing and I try to submit job applications, it's like I'm learning something new about how to optimize my resume or my cover letter, but I cannot there's no way for me to gauge how productive the things I'm learning are because I'm still not getting any jobs, or at least I'm still not getting any interviews. So I can't, even though I feel like, okay, this resume is better than the last resume, I cannot measure that because there is no feedback on my resume. I'm just hoping that it's better, sort of, or going off the feeling that it's better. So I just submitted for a job last night that the company itself, the job description, I think I can do that job. Maybe not with my eye. I was gonna say with my eyes closed. Maybe not with my eyes closed because there are aspects that will be new to me that I don't have direct experience with, but majority of what they're asking for, I I think I would enjoy that job. Those are things that I would come natural to me, and those are things that I have experience with in different ways because I didn't work in this industry directly, so I would be transferring similar skills from different industry, which means I do the same things but in a different environment, so it manifests itself very differently. But I think I could do this job. I think I would be a good fit for this job. Would they think that? I don't know. But it would be great if I at least could get an interview. At least an interview. And what I would like is after my interviews, I would like feedback. I wish I could get feedback to say, this is why you didn't select me, you know, etc. Because that's the only way I can improve. If I just do interviews and then they give me some made up excuse, or just say, oh, we went with a different candidate that was more aligned, like that doesn't help me. But there's a reason why you didn't choose me, and perhaps that reason has nothing to do with me and I don't need to change anything. It's just not a good fit. Or maybe that reason could help me improve for another interview. you know Job search and job hunting is ghetto. Okay, it is absolutely ghetto. And I kind of knew that I was gonna encounter this at some point, given that I chose to study film production. I knew that there would be some level of struggle along the way, and I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with that, but I'm okay with that. Meaning, I'm satisfied with my decision. I still wouldn't have chosen to be a doctor. I still wouldn't have chosen to be a nurse. So we're gonna see how this goes, how this job search goes. It's tough because I'm not well connected, and in order to get by, sometimes you have to know people who can help you. And I don't I spent the last 4 years in my apartment. My job is primarily remote and I do it from home. So I haven't been networking and meeting people, etc. You know what I mean? But then to add the layer that I'm introverted and I can be socially awkward. Like, I was talking to my cousin this morning about the idea of small talk. I am not good at small talk. I avoid it at all cost. I don't care for small talk. In casual circumstances, I'm not even gonna fluff. I'm not interested in a small talk. Don't just text me, hi, how you doing? Like, if you don't have a point of reaching out to me, don't reach out to me at all. That is my and it's because perhaps I'm just not good at small talk, and that's okay. But when it comes to the world of business or corporate America, you have to kind of navigate those things very differently. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm not good at small talk. I'm not good." But because I'm not good in those areas naturally, and I was leaning into it, I'm like, "Oh, I'm not good at that," and I'm just gonna lean into it. I'm just gonna accept that that's how I am. And guess what? I'm here in this predicament, looking for a job, and because I avoided all those small talk instead of allowing myself to grow through it, I don't have anyone who can recommend me to do this. I don't have any of that because I don't have any of those connections. Um, the people that I know, they can't help me. Majority, I'm a Caribbean person. Most people who come from Africa or the Caribbean, they come into healthcare. Okay? They work in healthcare. Majority of the people I know work in healthcare. They kind of can't help me. you know? They can only advise you based on what they know. So I was talking to my aunt this morning and she's like, "Well, you know, she didn't use these exact words, but this is what I heard from what she said." She was like, "Well, see, when I tell yourself to do the nursing, but you never listen. You say, you know, yes, you want to do what you want to do, but you also have to think about what kind of jobs, like should I say, what kind of jobs you can do even in economic downturn," which is very logical advice. You know, I think if I could do it again, I would do things a little bit differently. In that I would find something that I can do right now to fund. Actually, I would do the same thing, but in a different way. Because my plan was I'm going to do something that I can do right now until I can do what I really want to do. That was the initial plan. Then the revised version of that plan was I'm going to find something that I can do right now that will give me enough money to fund what I really want to do. Now, I've been cut short midway within that plan. What I was doing just was not as financially fruitful as I had planned for it to be. And again, my introversion and also, my change in personality that happened along the way, I became a believer. I mean, I've always been a believer, but I became more of a practicing firm. I actually read my Bible and I'm trying to live a biblical lifestyle. We all fall here and there, but I'm actually pursuing a biblical lifestyle. So with those changes, it has kind of hindered. I don't want to use the word hindered, but it has kind of caused some delay in my ability to be productive in this industry because my personality just changed. When I became a believer, I suddenly became introverted. And I don't know how to explain what happened. And that's for a whole nother video. I think I have to think that through so that I can explain what happened and why that shift transferred over to my career. But anyway, if I could do it differently, I would do the revised plan, which is do what I can do right now and use the money from that to fund what I want to do. And that would be, I would do nursing. Just the thought of being a nurse is depressing, to be honest, but I would do nursing. I've never seen a jobless nurse. Never. So I would do nursing and I would save my money, work hard, and then use that money to fund the things that I am interested in. The downside, though, is had I been in nursing this whole time, I would not have had the exposure that I've had throughout this journey that I'm currently on that I believe is helping me to prepare for the things that I really want to do, right? So for example, the job that I have right now, it has its cons, which I will share later on when I'm way past this season. But I will say that the pros to that job is that it gave me exposure in that I now believe that I can do things that I didn't know I could do before. And I also have a different vision. So before, I approached film from more skill set perspective as opposed to a business perspective, right? So I would come in and you hire me to work for your company. Also the bigger goal was always to have a production company, but I didn't think it was possible to do that anytime soon. I didn't think that it was possible to do that from jump. I always thought, oh, I'm going to work as a production assistant for somebody else's company and then work as a producer for somebody else's project, or, or work as a writer for somebody. I never thought that I could be the one in the position to create these opportunities for other people. At least I never saw that as something I could do anytime soon. Right now, my approach to film is from a business perspective. Um, and how can I leverage my financial resources to build the vision that I'm trying to build, as opposed to how can I use my skills to build out somebody else's, film vision. And nothing is wrong with that, but different personalities are built for different things. There are people who are built to be leaders and business owners. There are people who don't have that drive, don't have that kind of personality, don't have that thing, and so they're built and content with working for somebody else, working to bring somebody else's vision to life. And that is okay. Not everybody has to be a CEO or, business owner. Like, there's no shame in working for somebody else if that's something that you like and you want to do. I think for me and my personality, I'm more of a leader. I think I'm a democratic, laissez-faire leader, but nonetheless, I'm a leader. So I don't see myself as the type to be working for somebody else long term. I have my own visions and my own ideas, and I have a lot of ideas that it would be a shame for me to let those go to waste. And so God has gifted us all in different ways and different areas, and it's okay. It's okay if that's not your gifting, and it's okay if it is your gifting. You know what I mean? I hope I made some form of sense. But working in the industry that I'm working in now and working for the boss that I work for now, it just allowed me to think bigger than what I thought was tangible, what I thought was possible. You know, I think more from a problem solving perspective rather than, oh, let me just do this job and get an income. I'm thinking, how can I solve a problem in this world rather than how can I do something real quick to make some money? What are the areas in society that there is a deficit? How can I fill those deficits? That's how I think now, which I don't know that I would have gotten there without having worked the job that I've worked now. So it has its pros and it has its cons. But I know that God is very intentional and purposeful, and He has brought me here for a reason. He brought me this direction for a reason, and He knows where He's going to take me. Right now, it's very scary to be jobless. I mean, I'm not jobless yet. I have until the end of the year. But I think this is an opportunity for my faith to be tested, right? And I think when I think about it, because sometimes I feel like, yo, God, you're like, I know that you will never forsake me, but why does it feel like you are? And I think in this moment, I'm going through, I don't remember the name of whoever. Remember the story in the Bible when Jesus did walk on water and him call out one of them, I remember who him name, but him call one of them for come on the water with him, come walk on water. They must say, oh my gosh, how you walk on water? That is just that's not possible. That defies the laws of whatever science it defy. And then Jesus was like, come. And the guy stepped out on the water, but because he lacked faith, he started to sink. And Jesus said, the only reason why you're sinking right now is because you don't believe that I will hold you up, or whatever I say. I remember when I say, listen, I read my Bible here. Don't make the fact that I can't really remember it word for word or tell it word for word, make it think something. I read my Bible. I read my Bible. But just say, Jesus said, because you lack faith, make you sink. And I remember the rest of the story. I think maybe in this start, have faith and float, or they go back in the boat. I remember. Or maybe they go back in the boat and somebody else come out. I remember the story. I have to go read it again, because a long time I read that story there. But the point I make is, I am in that season right now where I feel like because I am afraid to take the leap of faith and trust God that God is going to provide, for some reason, I am so caught up in controlling my own destiny, which I'm not doing it on purpose, because I very well am aware that God controls your destiny and you should lean on God and not your own understanding. I'm very aware of that. But for some reason, we are flawed and we are humans. And I'm just so caught up in trying to control things myself, and I'm not exercising blind faith in the Lord, that I'm sinking. And Jesus just watch me. I say, oh, the reason why I sink, because you doubt me. That's why I sink. Remember, I don't know if nobody from my high school ever come across this video who took swimming with me. Up to now, I can't swim. I took swimming class for 3 years, and I can't swim. 3 years inconsistently, meaning how they structured it in my high school is you take swimming a semester at a time. One day in my swimming class, my teacher was teaching us to, whatever you do for, is it breaststroke? Whatever you do to stay above water. I forgot. I mean, I don't have time for Google it right now. But whatever you have to do to stay above water, he was teaching us how to do that. But the main thing he was saying is open your eyes. I, on the other hand, you would never catch me open my eyes when I'm in the water. For some reason, I just not do it. Like, my eye, when my water coming on my eye, when I bathe or whatever, my eye burn me. So why make up my eye in the pool? Like, I not do that. So at the time, you just wouldn't catch me open my eye. I just did afraid for open my eye. I would swim from one side to the next, and me nah open my eye. So his strategy was, if you're sinking, he will stick a pole, because he's a male teacher in an all-girls school. So I maybe him create him own boundaries as to how I'm gonna navigate. Him never yet, not once ever coming out the water with me, ever. So film strategy was, if you're drowned, him stick the pole in the water, you hold on the pole and him pull you out, right? So anyway, me did a breaststroke, me did a tread or whatever, and me nah stay afloat, but my eye them lock. And me realize that me nah float to the point where me realize that me are dead. When me realize that me are dead now, the man stick the pole in the water. Because no matter what, he nah jump into the water and help you. The man stick the pole in the water. Me did it. I dead. The man stand up there, the man says, see? Look at this idiot. The only reason why she's there struggling so much now is because her eyes closed. If she would open her eyes, because the pole was right in front of me. If she would open her eyes, she would see that the pole is in front of you. And he might use me a dead now, for teach one lesson. Me I look over this and I see the camera there. He might use me a dead for teach a lesson for say, this is exactly what you should not be doing. Right? Open it. And him dead and him push the, no matter how I push the pole in front of me, cut my eye them lock. Anyway, I remember why I bring up that story there, but I think the point of the story was that maybe when I watch the video, I remember the point of me that go. But I not exercise the faith to say God I go carry me through. It might seem scary, but he will carry me through. I did start vlog from earlier this week. And I realized, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to do the full vlog style. I probably just do like sit down videos and talk. And so maybe this is going to be my first video, but this was not the first video I recorded. In one of the earlier videos, I mentioned that I was offered an opportunity to do something in the meantime until I find something better. However, the opportunity is not an ideal opportunity. The job, it's an odd job, you can call it. But the people that I would be working for are just... I was hesitant, to say the least, to do that. I'm not ashamed to do any odd job per se, especially if it's temporary. But the hours that they were requiring, of course, that's expected when you're doing an odd job. The hours that they were requiring was very demanding, and the people that I would be working for would be a nightmare. These people are people that have in the past disrespected me, put me down. These are people that feel threatened by the force that I am, and as a result, to kind of reinforce their own power, they try to put me down and belittle me, but they do it very sly. You know, that's why I don't like sarcasm. I don't respect people who say, "Oh, I speak fluent in sarcasm." No, you're just rude. You know, so they would be sarcastic or they would be condescending. Like they do things to just, because again, I think I'm a force of a person and I think it intimidates some people. And so, you know, I just don't know that my dignity is worth being sacrificed. I'm not prideful at all. I'm very humble. But at the same time, sometimes you just not to allow certain people to disrespect you. You know what I say? And then once them disrespect you and them not like you, them are going to invite other people to disrespect you. So I decide that for my sanity and my dignity, I will not be doing that job. And also, again, it's not even like it's a job that, oh, you go to 9. It's a 12 hours a day, 6 days a week job. That is a lot to be a lot of time you're spending around people who don't mean you well and people who constantly put you down and try to destroy you. You know, that's my experience. And I just say, you know what? Taking that job, I think, would have kept me in the rat race a bit longer. Because I have to be at that job so much. And it's not the kind of job where you can just call out, right? If you go do a job interview real quick. I'm so in doing that I won't have enough time to look for jobs. I won't have enough time to interview for jobs. And I didn't think it was worth it. You know, for what they're paying me, I can go and work in you know, a retail store. The only thing is that those, you know, the hours are just so inconsistent. At this job, them not pay that great, but you know for your fact, so you get your money every month. That amount, no less. When you work for certain places, retail and them something there, not only are you not working that much, but you're working, it's unstable, you know. But that is it. That is my predicament. Pray for me. And I'll be praying for you too. I would love to know your experience. I am afraid of the comment section. I'm not gonna lie, for my sanity. Like people in the comment section, I think they forget that the people that they're saying crazy things to are human beings. Like, not because you're behind a banger account mean that you can just say anything to somebody. People, anytime I watch one video and I see somebody, I'm not with what you're doing, I just scroll before I say something mean, I just keep it pushing. And if I don't want to see them, I just try to block, tell YouTube say not interested, so that they don't show me your stuff again. But I don't go out of my way to be mean to people. I think I've only commented something mean once, and it was because that person was a bully. And they were bullying somebody else, and I just said something that could hurt them feelings. But other than that, if you're doing the most and I'm not with it, I just keep scrolling. You feel me? So, yeah. Do your thing at Illy King. Please, guys, like, subscribe, comment, help the algorithm. My goal is really to get 1,000 subscribers in 1 month. Can I do that? I think it's possible if my videos go to the right people. You know, me want the algorithm push me to people who are more likely to like me or like my content, so that me not fear struggle with the comment them on my mental health. Me can't manage it. Anyways, big up yourself. Remember to help the algorithm do the thing. Just in case if me not get a job, YouTube start cut me a check, you feel me? Yeah, and if I get 1,000 subscribers within 1 month, I will give somebody $100. Yes, I'm gonna do that. I can't do more than $100 because right now I'm broke. I'm not work. But if me get 1,000 subscribers in 1 month, may I give somebody $100. Big up yourself. See you next week or tomorrow. I don't know when I'm gonna put up the next video, but still, the next time I see you. Alright? Yeah.